Hello out there, thanks for watching. This video right here I'm going to show off the QC3 from the Quartermaster collection. And so this is the third and last knife of the Quartermaster collection. So what we have today is a titanium frame lock. It is a big beefy knife. Now this knife, the overall weight, it is heavier than the other two knives that have arrived so far. And so we can see right here this knife is going to weigh in at around 8.06 ounces. So it's a big knife, but of course once it's in hand, it feels very solid. Once you flip it open, it has a 4.5-inch blade. So check out that extreme kind of Tanto style blade there. 4.5 inches of cutting edge. And the overall length of this knife is about 10 1/8 inch. So it's a big, beefy folder. The blade stock is surprisingly not too thick for the size of the knife compared to some of my older Quartermaster knives that I have. But the centering on it is pretty much spot on right there. And the lockup is right around 50%, which I know in this lighting it's hard to see because it's black on black, because they chose to use the limo tint finish on this knife. And that's one of the mysteries with the Quartermaster collection knives, is that not until the last minute do you really discover what kind of finishes the knives are going to have. So this particular knife, knife number 3, has the limo tint black coated handle and the limo tint black coated blade as well. So it's just really a blacked out, murdered out version, I guess they call it sometimes. Big improvement on this knife over the previous two though, however, is the pocket clip. Check that pocket clip out. So of course it does say the Q collection on it, but check out the side profile. Very nice. So it's just a nice solid titanium pocket clip with no exposed screws. So while I doubt it is reversible at all, it is very easy to get in and out of pockets. So on this one, function came first, which I really like. And of course the form is really nice too, because if you're looking at it from a distance, you barely can tell it even has the pocket clip on there. It just fits in perfect with the aesthetics of this knife. So very, very classy. So some of the other knives had some issues with the pocket clip, and this one does not. So this one's very easy to carry. When you're wearing a pair of jeans, you don't notice the extra couple of ounces. It's just a very nice, easy to carry knife with you. The blade, you can see the only markings on it are the serial number and the USA made markings. So all the Quartermaster collection knives were kind of very plain on the markings. They all said Q collection and they all had the number, and that was about it. But overall the bearings in this knife just super slick. I mean, it's very smooth, very easy to operate. So I can't really emphasize that in this video. It's almost impossible to mess up deploying this knife, and the blade just falls right closed under its own weight like that. So no real issues with the detent. Blade doesn't swing out, which is surprising because it is a heavy blade. So that's nice. This particular knife, the third knife, it came with this extra little add-on here. You can see it's a bar of soap of all things. So they did a collaboration with Fight Soap, and it's just a handmade bar of soap. I don't know whether you call it bro soap or what, because it's kind of that same, you know, tactical look to it. But if you've ever had an old stick of, like a speed stick, like a green speed stick, the traditional speed stick, that's what this smells like. So I can't really describe it very well over a camera, but like a speed stick, kind of very masculine, you know, male smell. So I'm going to use that up eventually, because it's no point in saving that. It's going to be kind of cool. But this is the QC3. We've already received the QC2 and the QC1, and so this whole collection took over a year to get completed. In order to get a spot in the Q collection, you had to pay, I think it was $100 down, and then you would pay monthly into a PayPal account, and that was just automatically deducted from you. So if you do the math, I mean, look at what was included here. We got the 3 knives, we got the handkerchief, we got the soap, we got the Pelican case, and the Pelican case is actually, you know, fairly nice. I mean, you can see it has the little logo on the front, has the fitted areas in here, so the 3 holes fit the 3 knives very well. So the value of the Pelican case is in there as well. Also included a discount code, so you were able to get 20% off of your Quartermaster purchases over this whole time period. So that was kind of a nice bonus as well. So, because they had a lot of cool knife premieres in the last year or so. So if you wanted to buy direct from Quartermaster, you got 20% off. And what that does is it basically means that on day one, when Quartermaster releases the knife, you can get it for a price that's closer to what you're going to be paying if you wait a couple of months and get one from a dealer. Because of course, generally, if you buy a knife from the manufacturer, it's going to be full MSRP. But with the 20% off code, that kind of takes care of that, and you get it to your door faster. And so I did that for, I think, at least a few knives this year. So that worked out pretty well. And when I opened up this last package as well, it also included a thank you note, and it had a discount code here. So if I want to start Season 2 of the Quartermaster Club, or Q Collection VIP Club, I get 20% off the initiation fee. And so the initiation fee last time was $100, so if that's the same, that's $20 off right there. So if you're already in the club, it's the same code here. I covered it up, obviously, but it's the same code that you use to get your 20% discount on all your other purchases, too. So that's kind of a nice bonus as well if you want to continue on this. As for me, I don't know if I want to continue and go into next year's Q collection. I'm going to have to see the designs first, because when these ones debuted, they just had a really basic sign-up page. It showed just the outlines of the knives, so like the kind of the computer renderings, essentially, of what they would look like. We didn't see the actual knives in hand until much later. And one of the things about the club is, of course, the finishes. You'd have no idea how the knives are going to come finished. My favorite of the three is the QC1, because it has this nice black stonewash handle and the stonewash blade. So there's a contrast there, so that looks cool. The second knife was just plain titanium stonewash, and then this one as well was just the black on black. And so we weren't sure exactly what we were getting. And in some of the early photos, this particular knife, actually, they showed it with this finish here, with just the titanium stonewash finish, which I thought looked kind of cool. So I'm not a huge fan of black on black, but I would have kind of preferred just the titanium stonewash there. Maybe in the future, if anyone is watching, as a suggestion, maybe if you can give an option, if you can let everyone choose their individual finishes. I know it might be a lot more work. I'm sure it would be, honestly. But that would be a cool option to have, and would make it even more exclusive, because even though there are only 300 of each of these knives out there, if you had a unique finish, that would make yours even that much rarer and more unique. So that being said, if you're joining this Quartermaster Club with the idea is you're going to get these limited edition knives and sell them later on, I probably wouldn't do that. I've already seen on the Facebook page for Quartermaster, people are trying to sell this set for about $700, which is close to the actual value, paid into it. And no one's biting. I remember seeing a month or so ago, someone was trying to sell this individual knife, the QC1, and honestly, this is my favorite knife of the bunch. And someone was trying to sell it, and they got the price down to about $120, and still no one was biting. So I don't know if there's a lot of interest out there in these knives. So if you're going to join the Q collection, make sure you do it just because you enjoy collecting and because you want to own these knives. I wouldn't do it as an investment necessarily, because while you could sell them, don't plan on recouping all your money back. This is a part of a collection. It's part of something you might enjoy doing and owning these knives. Definitely don't think of these as an investment, because they're not. Not that they couldn't be, it's just, the knife community is very fickle, and from one year to the next, companies might be in, might be out. So again, just take that advice that I give you, and I hope you enjoyed watching these videos of these three knives. I know not many people have seen these, and of course because not many people can get them. But now that all three are out, keep an eye out on the used market. You're going to be able to get these, I think, for a pretty good price if you missed them this year. So just be patient, because as people bought these knives, maybe they got in over their head and they don't want them anymore. They're going to be lowering prices on these things and selling them used. So, check the Facebook Quartermaster group, check the Blade forums for sale sections. I can almost guarantee you some of these are going to be popping up pretty soon, because not everybody who joined this club a year and a half later are still into it. So they might be wanting to get rid of these knives for a good price. For me, I'm happy keeping them, for now at least, and I think they're great knives, very usable. The only one that I ever really had an issue with was the pocket clip for number 2, because this squarish clip is very hard to get in and out of pants. I mean, it looks really cool, of course, but just the function isn't quite there yet. So again, thank you for watching my videos on this series. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I know in some of my Quartermaster videos, because I have a few of them, people have been posting links to different sources showing about Quartermaster and their authenticity. So maybe I'll address that in a different video, not in this one though. So I am here seeing your messages. I am seeing your links you're posting. I'm not ignoring you. So if you've gotten this far in the video, then just have patience. I'll make a video addressing that too in the future, I'm thinking. But for right now, this is just about the Q collection. So thanks for watching this video. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.